Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. Going to be a book Saturday. Got a couple books here: The New Abs Diet and In Cyberspace, and then the Abs Diet Eat Right Guide to Every Time Guide. So we're going to talk about those three books this morning. I'm here with my book mug, books that I enjoyed as a kid, the Tarzan and Conan. Want to wish you all a happy Saturday. Hope your weekend is going well. If you're in the heat wave, I hope you're doing things to stay safe from the heat. I don't mind the heat that much, never really have, but definitely can be dangerous if you're not careful. So make sure that you're taking the proper precautions and staying safe in the heat. Good morning, Jay, and good morning, Vicky. Appreciate you guys being here. Remember, I share books to motivate you to read more. You don't have to read what I read, but I hope you read something. Hope you read things to educate yourself. Hope you read things to enjoy. Hope you read the newsletter at enjoylifesafely.com. If you're not on the list, do so now. That goes out every Sunday with stuff to help your life be better. Things on enjoying life, staying safe, defending yourself, being exceptional. Get that newsletter, enjoylifesafely.com. Now let's look at the books we're reading or looking at that I just recently read this week. The New Abs Diet, the 6-week plan to flatten your stomach and keep you lean for life by David Zinczenko. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. He was the editor-in-chief with Men's Health for many years. This was a very popular book, probably about 15 years ago, I think, when it came out. You can see it was a New York Times bestseller. Now, the thing is, nothing will just spot reduce your abs. He even says so in here. However, it has some good books on general health and fitness and diet. You know, in the Abs Diet, Power 12. And if you followed these Power 12 and that's what you ate on a regular basis, you know, it's going to help you. And I'm going to look here. This is a little book that came with it. So these are sort of going together. This is the main book that, and then this was this Eat Right Every Time that resaid some of the stuff for the, and then had some ways that you can make sure you do that. Both of them have this Abs Diet Power 12. Going to share that with you. Number 1, almonds and other nuts. Number 2, beans and legumes. Number 3, spinach and other green vegetables. Number 4, dairy, including fat-free or low-fat milk, yogurt, and cheese. Number 5, instant oatmeal that is unsweetened, unflavored. Number 6, eggs. Number 7, turkey and other lean meats. Number 8, peanut butter. 9, olive oil. Number 10, whole grain breads and cereals. Number 11, extra protein powder, recommending whey protein powder. Number 12, raspberries and other berries and fruit. If you followed those 12 guidelines and included most of your diet with just those groups, yeah, it's going to be a healthier diet and you're going to lose weight because you're avoiding the white flour, sugar, donuts, cake, candies that all of those have, sugar-laden drinks. You're avoiding the fatty meats and, you know, processed meats and things. So, yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, the advice in these books would help you lose weight and be a little healthier because you are eating the majority of your foods from those healthy categories. You know, so not bad little books. I had them on the shelf. I wanted to speed read them as I'm paring down the library. Want to say good morning to Dixon. Dixon's here. Dixon says, it's so hot, it's a book burning instead of a book review. Yeah, it's pretty hot in places. I mean, we're even feeling some heat here in Montana. The other book, it's another real old book, Dave Barry in Cyberspace. You know, he wrote this back in the 90s. So the only people that are going to enjoy this book are people like me that are old and remember what it was like with computers back then. I mean, because he is talking about, you know, computers, how to buy and set up a computer, become computer literate, Comdex, software, how to install software, word processing, the internet, using internet shorthand, selected websites. But it's all back in the 90s when it was just first starting. And so if you like Dave Barry's humor and you like the nostalgic aspect of when computers just were getting started in the 90s, this book is enjoyable. If you were born in 2000 or later, you wouldn't have a clue what he's talking about. You have to be old enough to have been buying your first computers back there in the 90s. I remember buying my first computers back in the 90s, so I sort of remembered and could enjoy what he was talking about in this book. Again, it was an old one on the shelf. I probably read it back then in the 90s and enjoyed it. I read it again just now. It was good just for the remembering part. And, now it's going in the donation pile just because, it's time to pare down that library. Jay says, I'll have to find that. Jay, if you want this one, you can have it because I was just going to donate it anyway. So since you're here in Missoula, you can have this one because I just wanted to donate it. So those are the books this weekend. Had old Dave Barry in Cyberspace, which I'm going to let Jay read. And then when he's done with it, he can pass it on to somebody else so they can enjoy it. And the abs diet and the Eat Right Every Time guide with the abs diet. Just, a decent little book with his take on those 12 power things that you should be eating and avoiding the rest. Although I do like that he gives you a cheat day and he says, you can eat these other things just in moderation. And once in a while, he's saying you cannot never have a donut, but he wants you to limit your donuts and stick with the majority of the foods being the healthy foods. And obviously, if you followed that kind of diet, you're going to be healthier and you probably would lose some weight. And he also has chapters on exercise. He says it's not diet alone. You want to do some exercise too, including weightlifting and strength exercises. So it wasn't bad advice, and I think anybody that followed that advice would get in better shape. So those are the books today. Go out, read more, enjoy more, get on that newsletter at enjoylifesafely.com. Be careful in the heat. Make sure you take precautions and keep yourself safe from heat injuries. Have a spectacular Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow.